Let me tell you my story. This is a story of my life that I want to share with you. But coming with my story on your platform, it is not about entertainment. I want people to give me a solution at the end of the day. Even if someone tells me to pray, maybe this time around, if I pray after someone would have said to pray is going to change my situation, I am willing to do that, even though I have been trying to pray for a very long time. I don't choose any kind of advice that you might give to me. It will be great. I have come to you because these things, they happened because of a foreign traditional healer. Maybe you can assist me with wise words, Brother Nashi. I am a man who is dying whilst I am still standing. It pains me a lot because I still have workers that are working for me. To them, I'm just a boss who is supposed to give them the paycheck when it is month end, but they don't know the hell that I am living in right now. There are days when I sit down, when I ask myself, is hell for real? Or maybe hell, it is here on earth, because with the way that I am suffering, if there is another hell, I don't know how one is going to survive in such a place, because my life, it is filled with total darkness. There is nothing that is good in my life. It all started back in 2010, and before 2010, in 2009, I had a cousin of mine who had already put some of the family members in the system. If you know what used to happen in the past, they were those that were called ghost workers. If you were a ghost worker, it meant that your relative who was already working in the government will make sure that you have a salary at the end of each and every month. It is still happening with SASSA grants, those that receive money yet they are not even supposed to be getting the SASSA grants. But it was different back in those days before there were other systems that are in place right now. I was a ghost worker for the government. I started working in 2010, even though the whole process started in 2009, because it takes time for you to be included into the system, and the system won't even pick you up as a ghost worker. You know how it works. I had a cousin who was in the HR office who put my name on my system as my cousin had done to the other relatives, and I was put on the system as if I was a senior administrator for 4 years, from 2010 to 2014. Life was so good, Joe. I even managed to buy some properties using my salary. I never went to any office. I never knew anything about senior administration work. I never sat at any desk. I did not even know where my office was supposed to be. But every single month, a very big salary would hit my bank account. It used to feel so nice to see a salary in your bank account when you wake up in the morning, yet you do not even go and work at the government. I thought that I was the cleverest guy in the world, and when you are enjoying money, you never think that the money that you have one day, it will come to an end. Whilst other men were waking up 4 a.m. to catch a taxi to work in the rain, I was sleeping, sipping coffee early in the morning, sitting by the balcony. I used that stolen government money to buy a big piece of land. I can't tell you where this farm is. I always wanted to be a big time farmer because my father, he grew up on a farm. He was working for an African. We used to go there on schooling holidays, and I enjoyed getting dirty, driving tractors. I just liked working on the farm. I then bought expensive cows. And when you do things because you just like something, there are times when you do not use your head right. That is exactly what happened to me. Instead of me using my head to think straight about the cows that I wanted to buy, All that I wanted was to see myself with all of these cows, and I built a nice house and I was living like a king. I did not even care that the money that I was receiving for my salary was meant for a hospital or a school. I just wanted to be a big boss, a big man. By 2014, my farm, it was looking like a paradise. There was one guy who was also a farmer in the same area where I was a farmer. He used to joke with me and he would be like, this farm, you can even see it from far away that this farm belongs to a black guy. I asked him why. He said, can't you see the cars? These cars, we are not used to be driving this type of cars, because I had all kinds of small cars, sports cars that I had. I hated to drive around with a backing. I would go to the field with a BMW. My farm was my paradise. I had everything. I was managing this farm over the phone. But you can't cheat the system forever. It was in 2015. The government then started a big audit. They brought in these new fingerprint machines. That was another thing for the payroll. My cousin in HR got caught and fired, and my ghost salary suddenly stopped. Just like that, they switched off the tap. The tap was dry. Since I had a farm, all along I had never seen that I was misusing the money, and I was doing this farming business, running my farm at a loss, because whenever we did not have money at the farm, I will inject huge sums of money. When I tried to run the farm, then I saw that the farm needed a lot of cash every month. Without the stolen money, everything started to fall apart. By 2017, I was in big trouble. I was overpaying my workers. The tractors broke down. The workers had left me, and I did not even have a single cent to fix anything. I started borrowing money from anyone, your loan sharks, the machonistas who don't play around. I thought that I could fix the farm quickly and pay them back. But by 2018, I was drowning in debt. Have you ever owed over R1 million? That is exactly what was going on at that time. These guys were coming to my house with guns, threatening to kill me and my kids. My wife was crying every day, asking me where all of our money went. I tried to go to my ancestors. I tried to kneel down in front of the graves of my ancestors. It did not work. We slaughtered gods. We brewed African beer, but there was no answer. The ancestors did not even respond to me. By the end of 2018, I was truly desperate. I was ready to do anything so as to save my life and my farm. That was when a friend told me about a man in Mozambique who helps people, those that want to have good luck. This man, I heard that he was helping people who wanted to win the lotto. So I said, let me just go to him. You never know what is going to happen. Maybe I will also win the lotto and my life is going to be okay. It was in January of 2019. I took my last few thousands and I drove to Mozambique. When I arrived in Mozambique, it was something else. I did not see any rule of law. I arrived in the village and I saw this man who was going to assist me so that I can return back whatever that the devil had stolen from me. I told him my story, how my marriage was falling apart and how the loan sharks were going to kill me. He told me that I was not supposed to worry, for he was going to assist me. He then said that he was going to give me something, but first we were supposed to go to the graveyard. I had never been in a place like that where they do money rituals. If I had known that by going to a graveyard you are collecting the spirit that they used to create a tokoloshi, I did not even know that a tokoloshi is created by using the spirit of a dead person that you would have collected from the graves. I could have refused when this old man had told me that we were supposed to go to the graveyard. When we arrived back at his compound, we were greeted by a black cat that we saw. It was suddenly in front of us, and I was told that I was supposed to pick up this cat. This cat was going to be my worker, and I did not know that when you collect something that is said to be your worker who will work for you, it means it is a tokoloshi. I picked it up and I put it in the car. I was then told that this tokoloshi will help my cows to give birth to many calves a year, and it will make my crops grow even when there is no rain, no irrigation, not to experience any disease at my farm. But I was told to listen carefully, and I listened, but I later ignored. I was told to bring that same cat back to that village in December of 2021. And I was told that if you do not bring it, then things are going to go very bad. He refused to tell me what was going to happen to me. I was so scared of being poor again that I just agreed. I did not think about the future. I brought that thing back to KZN. I kept it in a spare room on the farm that stayed locked. My luck changed. Suddenly, people were coming from all over, white people, to buy my cattle and my goats. I was making more money than I had ever done before. I paid off the loan sharks in 6 months. I bought more land and 2 new Toyota Hiluxes. My wife was happy, thinking that I was now working hard and I knew what it meant to be a farmer. She did not know about the black cat. So this black cat, I would feed it raw meat each and every Friday. That was the day when I was supposed to feed it raw meat. Then 2020 came, COVID came around, lockdown started, the borders were closed. I could not go to Mozambique even if I wanted to. During that time when we were in lockdown, because lockdown, it caught us when we were at the farm, and my wife said that in the farms it is going to be much more safe than being in town. So we were at the farm. We did not want to walk around. The food that we wanted, we were growing it at the farm. This cat, I used to see it every night. It would come to the window and do its meow thing, and then it would go away. It did not come back, and I just thought that maybe this cat was gone and it had returned back to Mozambique. When it was on a Friday, I went to feed this cat, but when I looked around, I just did not see this cat. I was so happy, Brother Nashi. I thought that COVID had saved me. This Tokoloshim had gone back to Mozambique, and I could keep the blessings that it had provided to me. Even when the borders started to open up 2021, 2022, I did not even go back to Mozambique. Maybe I was greedy. I thought that I had cheated the healer. I spent 2 years. I was living a good life, thinking that I was free from this Tokoloshi. I did not even know that this Tokoloshi, it was waiting to do nasty stuff to me. The trouble started again in early of 2024. It did not start with the cat showing up. It started in my head. I began to have these terrible dreams. I would be sleeping and I would feel something heavy walking on my chest. I would wake up and there would be nothing there, but I would have scratches on my stomach. Then the dreams that I was having, they were so strange. Is there anyone here on your channel that has ever had a dream whereby you are having sex with an animal? That is the dreams that I started to have. I was having sexual intercourse with a cat each and every night. I would wake up more tired than when I would go to sleep. My wife started asking me, why are you refusing to sleep with me? Because my manhood was always painful. I could not tell her the truth that in my dreams I was having this intimate relationship with a cat. By the middle of 2024, I just felt somehow, and there were people at my farm, my workers, who told me that they would see a tokoloshi and it would run away. There were those that stopped working for me. As for my wife, she even returned back to her people because there was no more sex in the marriage. In 2025, the physical pain started since I was always sleeping with this cat at all these times. At first, it was just a little itch. Then it became a painful burn. I had recently slept with another woman because my wife was not around. So I kissed that woman and I said, this prostitute gave me an STI. So I went to all the doctors around Pietermaritzburg. I paid thousands of rands for private doctors. They did all the tests, blood test, urine test, everything. Every doctor said the same thing. There is nothing that is wrong with you. You are healthy. So the pain, it is just too much. This cat, it comes to me, and this cat, it wants to sleep with me with no rest, and my manhood, it is painful. I went to the village. When I went to this village, I was then told that the healer passed away. When I arrived in the village, I knew that there was no one that was staying at the shrine anymore because the houses, they were falling apart. They told me that the healer, you won't even believe the punishment of God. When I was enjoying here in South Africa, this traditional healer died of malaria in 2022. He was gone. I found his brother and I told him everything. I told him I have money, I can pay anything just for them to keep the tokoloshi. The brother then said, my brother was the only one who knew how to destroy his tokoloshis that he created. Why didn't you bring it back in time? We can't take it back to you because we won't be able to do the things that this tokoloshi would want us to do as a family. I drove back to South Africa. Since I have gotten back, the pain, it is something I can't even describe. When I feel like I need to pee, I go to the bathroom and then I take a big white towel, fold it up, then I put it in my mouth and I bite down on it as hard as I can. I do this because if I don't, I will scream so loud, the whole neighborhood will hear me. I stand there in the toilet, biting the towel, tears running down my face. It feels like there is someone that is pouring boiling water through my manhood. I bite the towel until I feel like I will have my teeth falling down. I am someone that is a successful man. I have cars, I have money, but look at me. I can't sleep with a woman anymore because my manhood, it is very painful. I am telling you this because I want to know if there is anyone who can help me. I have tried the doctors. I have tried even sangomas from my own village. Is there a pastor, a prophet, or anyone who knows how to deal with a tokoloshi like this? I'm even scared to go to the toilet. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Let us speak with our brother in the comment section. Yo, strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us give him some advice in the comment section. He was saying that he will take any kind of advice.